I think it's safe to say Daredevil Born Again Season 1's premiere is, and always has been, the weakest premiere a Daredevil season has had despite being given 2 episodes. The first of which opened with a bang, just to become a flaccid introduction to the season's plot. It was riddled with confusing choices and too many new characters we had no reason to care about. Thankfully, the second episode introduced us to Hector and his fight against a corrupt system, which criminalized him for standing up to it. It wasn't great, but it was good. Season 2's premiere, however, hits the ground running and never stops. Picking up from Season 1's finale, we're shown a city transformed. The Punisher fanboys have been legitimized, which bears no resemblance to anything happening in real life. Nope, none at all. This isn't helped by the fact BB is making state-sponsored, or maybe it's better to say city-sponsored propaganda and being called out by a character that honestly feels more in line with the comic version of Muse than the actual adaptation did last season. Although she's pretty clearly still in league with the heroes as something of a double agent. Even if her strange symbiotic relationship with Daniel is still very much alive. Meanwhile, Hochberg returns to be a corrupt arm of Fisk regime, attempting to recruit Kirsten and successfully aiding in Heather's evolution into something far more monstrous. Both characters, while far different than their comic book counterparts, feel far more alive this season. It really shows just how badly Season 1 fumbled Heather by forcing her in as a very abrupt part of Matt's life. Same for Karen walking away with so little actual provocation. Thank God Heather's become a tortured antagonist haunted by a split-second decision to kill Muse. Now, let's just hope that this show doesn't take itself too seriously to shy away from possession and reincarnation. For their part, Matt and Karen are operating in the shadows. Their romance reignited, and we get lip service towards Jessica Jones, who's been recruited off-screen. We do get to see the black Daredevil suit in action from the get-go, though, which is very nice. Everything with Fisk is brilliant as well. Matthew Lillard's character seems to allude to a similar relationship between Fisk and some other entity that has him under their thumb like the Stromhines did in Zdarsky's run. Similarities to a certain real-world dynamic I hope I don't have to point out. And then there's the miracle. Cherry doesn't completely suck this season. In fact, he triggers the ending, which is a pretty brilliant parallel to how Born Again opened, with Bullseye saving Matt after he's unmasked, and nearly killed to end the premiere. This blows almost the entirety of Season 1 out of the water. So needless to say, I am very excited to see where this season goes. So I kinda did this on a whim because of how good this episode ended up being. So I want to make it clear right now, there aren't going to be weekly episode reviews. Last time I burnt myself out on the episode reviews, and I don't want to do that this year. I mean, last year by the time I got to the 7 and 8 episode reviews, I just kind of gave up, and I wasn't even really trying with the review. I didn't even put all the shorts out, if I remember correctly. It just wasn't great. So yeah, this year we're not doing that. This year, if I do a full review after the show comes out, like in the direct aftermath, it'll be once I've taken notes, watched the episodes multiple times, and, had time to put together a review in a timely manner. So yeah, that's the plan this year. Don't expect reviews every week. If for some reason I get a bunch of traffic on the channel from this first impressions video. But otherwise, until next time, this is Mad Silence, signing out.